What's going on, everybody? As you can tell right away from looking at the screen, using your ears, hearing my voice, Flame has returned. To everyone's relief, yeah, we're not going to be doing episode 19 anymore. In fact, we're never going to do it again. What do you have to say for yourself, Side?
Yeah, I'm certainly relieved that you're back after having to do that last week all by myself.
Uh huh.
That was stressful shit.
Yeah. Does it feel like, you have more ownership over the pod now? Like, do you feel like the man, or like, can you take me through like the thought process at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the fucking man a little bit because I had to boss up and like take control of the show while you were so
Uh huh.
deathly sick.
Uh huh.
And the whole time I just felt like, man, I'm keeping this fucking thing alive.
Uh huh.
So it took me like three attempts to get there. And I know you texted me, you were like, man, bro, you said some wild ass shit in that solo
Yeah.
episode, but you should hear the other ones that aren't gonna hear the light of day.
Yeah. So, how different were the first couple takes that you did?
They honestly were pretty different. Like in the first one, it was like 30 minutes because like the one that I posted was 20 minutes, but the first one was 30 minutes because I was really like, okay, I need to make sure that I like record for a long time so it's not like a bullshit episode.
Hmm.
And so I just ended up like adding an extra 10 minutes of bullshit of like me to the camera, like no slideshow at all. The second attempt was just it was just so hard because I hear myself like when I listen back to it, I hear myself fucking up my words and stuff, and I'm like, fuck this, dude. Fuck
Hmm.
this. I hate hearing myself fuck up. But even in the one I posted, I was fucking up with my words. So I feel like you can't even like expect to not fuck up with your words, like ever. You know?
Yeah. No, I agree. And honestly, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't even notice when you were fucking up at all. I
I
feel
think
I
that's
def
always what it is. I think it's so much easier to notice yourself fucking up than like,
uh
somebody else.
Yeah, dude. I used to. You ever have to like record yourself for something at school?
Record myself for school.
Like do like a recorded video, you know?
I did, but only in college when like everything went online.
Yeah, same. But like what I was gonna say is I used to always just be like, okay, like this is a bullshit ass assignment, like I'm just gonna run through it, right? But like when it comes down to actually recording it and then you do it and then you listen to it back, or like you just know you said something wrong,
Oh
dude, it
yeah.
feels so bad. I've had times I actually had to do more of those than I thought at first. Like I had to
Dude,
do three or four. And like
I was just gonna say in fucking college, I fucking took a speech class, which is not that crazy, but it is crazy when you consider that I took it online. So I took like online speech where like everybody would post their speeches just like to like the dashboard. It was so fucked up.
mhm.
I just thought that was fucked up.
It is, dude. I would always do a take and be like, okay, I'm gonna redo it and redo it until like eventually I'm just like writing a script for myself to read off of because
Yeah.
like I like know what I want to say and then I'm just having a hard time getting it out, you know? Like and then it's like, okay, if I'm gonna basically be because then like you notice yourself like saying the exact same words over and over again, and then you hit a point where it's like, okay, if I'm going to be essentially like trying to regurgitate like a set, you know, sequence of words, I may as well just write them down. And then yeah, I'm like scripting out a whole speech for myself for like a fucking bullshit ass like quiz assignment. But it is what it is, dude. And this always takes so long for me too because I just did so many takes. I remember one time, bro, freshman year, I was like out in the hallway in my dorm because I didn't want to wake Nick up, and I was up until like 6 a.m. like recording it. I'm sure my voice in that sounds so fucked up because I was so tired. I remember trying to butter up the professor at the end too. I was like, I just thought this class was so good. It was like a poetry class. It was fucked up. But
Wow.
um, anyway, bro, I gotta put you on the hot seat for some of the things that you were saying
Oh
on the last
shit.
pod, bro. Because like
Fuck no. I didn't think it was
low
gonna
key,
come
I don't
back.
know what you are on, bro. Can we go over some things really quick?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What'd I say, bro? What'd I say?
Well, of course, I mean, like you kind of caught yourself, which I'll give you some marks for, but like it doesn't grant you immunity from what I'm gonna bring up, bro. You allege that James Harden might be the most skilled player ever. Like, can we maybe rehash that?
Yeah, we can rehash that. I when I listen back to it, I hear myself say like, "You got a few drinks of me," and Harden might be like the best like scorer. And like the way I said it, like I made it seem like I think he's the best ever, but like that was a fuck up on my words. Dude, I just think I clarified more. I know in the pod that 2019 Harden in specific, because 2019 Harden in specific, I will stand by it that he is the best scorer that has ever played, just specifically that season. Just specifically that season, he's the best scorer of all time.
Is that the season where he was just like foul merching and like everybody was so
I
mad?
mean, there's a lot of foul grifting or whatever JJ Redick calls it, but like
Mhm.
he also was like, dude, no, I don't, I'm not going for that. The foul
I
shit.
what year was it when he pulled that one move where the guy tried to throw it at him out of bounds and he fucking whoop?
Dude, that's 2020 Harden because that was
Okay,
in the
that's the
bubble.
best player of all time. That was so slick.
Yes, dude. No, dude, he is literally insane, bro. Like, I'll never get over the stat. Like, this will always live rent free in my head. I think I said it in that video that he is the first player in a single season to have 30 on every single team. Like, that is fucked up that he's the first person ever do. Well, first of all, I feel like it's crazy that he's the first person to ever do that.
Hmm.
But second of all, that's just fucking crazy, dude. And like, I was underselling him. Like I remember I recently heard somebody say that like in that like he had a month where he was averaging like 45. Like you don't average 45 if you're not like a gifted scorer.
Who else was on that Rockets team?
Eric Gordon was on that Rockets team. PJ Tucker, a little bit younger of a PJ Tucker. Their five, their center was Robert Covington because Mike D'Antoni did this thing where like he was like, we don't want a center, like we just want to shoot threes until our like dicks fall off. And that they did.
So they were like ass besides Harden.
Dude, they were fucking amazing that year. And then they took the Warriors to 7 and
I
like they
remember that.
should have beat them, but you know, like the famous thing, right?
They,
That
they
they
couldn't hit a shot the whole
yeah, they
like
missed like 28 straight threes.
yeah. That's sad.
So, I mean, what else did I say that's so fucked up?
Okay, so you picked Taze as your 19, which I thought was wild for sure.
Yeah, once you texted me and told me the Flyers player that wore it, I was almost like, dang, I spent like a minute in that video saying, I kept looking through Philly. I couldn't find any Philly. What? There's no player. I cannot believe that I forgot Scott Hartnell because
Yeah,
he's
dude.
honestly like so awesome and would have been a great choice.
He's a legendary flyer for sure. He sticks in my mind so much as like that Flyers team era. But like even so, like there's so many 19s besides Taze that I feel like would make more sense for you, especially because like you're not a Taze guy as far as I'm
But I
aware.
must say I really do respect Taves. Like, how could
Yeah.
you not? How could you fucking not? Dude, the dude is like literally such a winner, and like honestly, I always appreciated him more than like Kaner because he's like not
Uh-huh.
as much of a cocky prick. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. There's so many fun 19s in hockey, but I'm not gonna disrespect Taze, but I thought it was interesting for
Who
you.
would you have gone with? Did you have one that you would have gone with?
If I did it, yeah, that's actually a great question. Because I was excited for 19. I don't know though. Now that I think about it, because like I was a big Joe Sakic kid growing up. He was
Oh
a
my.
19. Um, but yeah, I mean, Sakic Thornton was also a guy that I liked when I was growing up. He's been around forever.
Dang, there is a lot of sick 19s in hockey, huh?
Yeah, yeah. There's more. There's more for sure. Hey, stop it. But yeah, I would pick one of the. I guess I would probably go Saka because Saka's kind of fun. Um,
Do you want to get into number 20 for this week, or do you have more hot takes of mine that I
oh,
need to?
I got one more hot take.
Okay, okay, what was it?
Saying that the Skyrim lore is like significantly more digestible than Elden Ring
Fuck
is
it up.
crazy, dude. And like I don't know a whole lot, but I do know this one time we're just like kicking it in the apartment, right? Allison's like, let's watch this. It's a 6-hour video, just not even explaining the full lore, just explaining like the different regions of the map in Skyrim or whatever the fuck it's called. And
Mm-hmm.
like how like the old history of like how they got to be the way they were. Like
Uh-huh.
come on,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
What?
So so basically, guys, like you can do a deep dive into Skyrim lore, Elden lore, whatever the fuck you want. But the thing is, the one thing that I was really trying to get across is just playing the game without any YouTube videos after. I think you can understand more about the Skyrim story than the Elden Ring story just by playing the game. And I think that that's true. I really do.
What, Dragon Bad?
Alduin, who is he? He's the big bad dragon.
Why are the dragons evil? Do they like have feelings?
Yeah, they actually do have feelings. They're pretty cool because like there's dragons that you talk to in Elden or Skyrim that are like chill.
Can I say something about dragons?
Only if it's about sea smoke.
No, so I'm gonna bring up too because, dude, I think dragons are so fucking lame. Honestly, like, not even just like them as an idea, but the way they're depicted in media is so annoying to me. Like, as you brought up, sea smoke in House of the Dragon and the dragons in Game of Thrones. They like do this weird thing where the dragons are like sentient and like have feelings and personalities, but like they won't really commit to it. Like they still are like fully serving like the humans. So like you're supposed to kind of be keeping in mind that like, oh, they really have like all these feelings and they care about who their rider is and they have to like, bond. But also it's like the rules are super muddied. Like no, nothing ever makes any sense. And now I'm hearing about like there's the evil person, the evil thing in Skyrim is a dragon, and it's just like, bro, like, well, like, what are the rules behind these things? I don't know. Like, let's just have like it be a person, you know?
Dragons are they're a little bit weird because they are kind of like throughout all media like depicted in like the same way, honestly,
Uh
which is
huh.
so weird. I must say there are some like goat dragons though.
Can we
Like
name
there's
some?
Sea Smoke. Sea Smoke's a goat dragon. Honestly, the goat like peak dragon for me is the dragon from Shrek who dates Donkey. I'm pretty sure they got married and had kids too.
Hmm.
That dragon is sick. I remember as a kid when like you first like in Shrek when you go to the castle and like they try to hype up the dragon is so scary, but then it's just like a girl and Donkey's like, "Dang, you're actually like really pretty." And I just love that. So I always remember the dragon from Shrek as my favorite.
Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. They always. Well, I guess Shrek is different because all the animals can talk, but like,
Shrek is a little bit weird.
I'm just trying to. Yeah, because like, I don't know.
Is
I've
Sea
always
Smoke
had a
all that? Is Sea Smoke all that though? 'Cause
no.
I don't even watch the show, so
Sea Smoke is like one of the lamer dragons. Like, they're all lame though in their own right. Like, they're all just like stupid. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I hate that about Game of Thrones, and oh my god, I didn't mean to say that. I was meant to say I hate that about House of the Dragon, and I always hated it in Game of Thrones. But Game of Thrones is even worse. I swear to God, like because one of the main characters, Daenerys Targaryen, uh she like grows up with these three dragons and like two of them are misbehaving, so she has to like put them in a dungeon for like years, and they're all mad at her and stuff, and it's just like it takes up a good amount of time in the episodes, and I'm just like, why am I watching her discipline the dragons, bro? I don't they it doesn't end up mattering. Like they always end up serving her and like doing as they're told. Like it's not a thing. Like it was so frustrating. I guess honestly, I was frustrated whenever Daenerys was on screen for the first like 7 seasons. I didn't even watch the 7th season, so I guess that tells you how I feel about it. But anyway, yeah, it's just like you have to like if you're gonna make rules about like a separate like a separate being and like have it be sentient, have it be like intelligent part of the story, then like you gotta commit to it. You can't have this like one foot in the pool, one not, where like the viewer, unless they're like on fucking Reddit threads, can't understand the lore behind these things, their decision making, what the rules are, right? But like, they're gonna be convenient when it matters, and so
Yeah, like sometimes the dragon's like a scary monster, and sometimes the dragon's like a heartfelt like human.
yeah, basically, or just like, yeah, dude, like, I don't know, it's like setting it up as to how it's so important to like get the dragon to like do X or Y, but like in the end, it doesn't matter whatsoever because like they're gonna like help you out because like they're not gonna hold the plot up for the dragons.
No, hell no.
So I don't know. It's whatever. It's frustrating. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
who's
think
number 20, bro?
who's number 20? Yeah, we can move on. I
Do you
think
want
I
to do
got through all
that?
of your. Yeah, we can do 20. You got one in mind?
I do. I do. I have Jared
Jared.
McCain.
Jared McCain. He's 20.
He's 20. He's the
Nice.
rookies on the Sixers. I mean,
Okay.
y'all probably know Jared McCain, right?
Uh-huh.
Painted nails player.
He
So
was doing good in summer league, right?
he played well in summer league. He's like a good shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly love his vibes, dude. Like, I think the Sixers needed like some lighthearted vibes in the locker room, dude. Like, I know Maxi's pretty lighthearted, but he's pretty like passionate about like he's kind of a psycho about winning. And like,
Oh,
I saw
really?
this funny ass TikTok about Jared McCain the other day, where like people are like commenting like, "Bro, you're about to be in the NBA. Like, do shit, do shit. Like, you're about to be in the NBA." And he like stitched one of those comments and then like did like a montage of him like doing push-ups in like his hotel room and like playing fake defense in his hotel room. And honestly, I just feel like having some guy that's like lighthearted, who's like still putting in the effort, but like is not like as serious as a heart attack, like will do some good for like Embiid and Maxi and PG, like some lighthearted fun in the locker room.
Yeah. I don't quite get his vibe because like I think he plays into it a little bit, right? For a little bit
Oh
of
yeah,
like
dude.
he's baiting to an extent, right?
Dude, he's playing into the TikTok shit. Like he's super famous on TikTok. Like
Yeah.
it's
But like
insane.
but he knows people will like get annoyed at him for it, and I think he kind of like I think he
He
I
doesn't
think he
care.
likes the attention a little bit.
For sure, dude. For sure. He's playing into it for sure, bro. But I kind of like that. Like I really do. I'm
Yeah.
happy that we have somebody that's not gonna just be like, all right, now I'm drafted to the fucking Sixers and I'm never gonna like do TikTok ever again and like I'm gonna like lock in and like shoot threes. It's just like fuck that, dude. Be yourself.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think he's cool. I mean, I haven't never seen him like talk. I've just seen him dance for the most part, and then I saw a couple highlights of him doing well in summer league. So I'm all for it. How what's the vibe for like rookies in the NBA? Like, not really a first year thing, or like, is he gonna play a lot?
I mean, honestly, with that kind of stuff, it depends on the coach because, like, some coaches have just like sticks up their ass when it comes to like playing young guys. They're always like, let me refer to or defer to like the 30-year-old vet who like has fucking shit in his butt whenever he runs.
Hmm.
But like Doc Rivers, he fucking hates rookies. Like, he will not play rookies. But some coaches will. Like, some coaches will put like show like mega trust in rookies. So.
Hmm.
Really depends on that. Nick Nurse does not really like rookies, so
Hmm.
probably won't see too much Jared McCain this season.
Well, that's a shame. Um, okay, well, I guess moving on from Jared McCain, if I had to pick a number 20, only one is coming to my mind right now, which is unfortunate because I think he's kind of ass, but all I can think of is Brandon Saad.
Brandon
It's
Saad,
20,
dude.
who like I've always just like never really liked very much. Like he just isn't that good. And like we for some reason the Chicago Blackhawks were like super intent on trading him away and trading for him like every other year, and it was like so strange. Like we traded we I think we did we trade him to Columbus or did we let him go? I forget. He ended up on Columbus somehow, and then we traded Panarin for him, which like no, I think we traded him for a Nisimov and like Marco Dano, I think, and then we traded Panarin for him, and then we traded him for Zadorov, and then I think that's the end of the line. Maybe we got him back at
Am
some.
I
No,
like dumb to say that I always thought Saad was pretty ass as well, but I always feel like he was kind of effective despite like appearing to
yeah,
be ass.
I think he was effective when he was younger and he was playing on a line with like peak Jonathan Tays and like Hosa because like he gelled well with those two. But
I'm looking at his seasons. He's honestly never been like drop dead, like fucking sick. Like he had one 30-goal season.
yeah, that was probably what like 2016
It, yep, 2016, but it wasn't even with the fucking Hawks.
Columbus. He put up 30.
Yeah, he had 31 and 22 in 2015-16 on the Jackets.
Wow, that's actually better than I thought he was doing on Columbus.
And then the next season he had 53 points again, 24 and 29 which is
Yeah, I'm
like
looking at this.
those are decent seasons. I kind of thought he was better though. I like point
Yeah,
wise and stuff.
he was never a huge counting stat kind of guy, but I will say I never thought he reached 30 goals. So good for him. I wonder who he's playing with. Yeah, he was getting first, second line minutes. I mean, dude, he was like not. There was no reason for him to be playing on a line with Tays and Hossa in Chicago. He was just like not that good. He also like wasn't drafted very high, and he was young and like bad. It was a strange thing we were doing with him,
Well,
but
the
I,
Hawks sort of like had a thing of like picking up like players and just like putting them with like their goats and then like getting
uh,
like really good shit out of them.
Yeah, they always did that with the Tays and Hosta line. I think they had like Drake Kajula hop on that line for a little bit. I think.
Probably
I
made
don't
him
know.
look decent, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, dude. I mean, those Tays and Hosta when they're playing well was pretty hard to fuck up next to. So
They
yeah, I
probably had him
mean,
playing with fucking Scott Hartnell and fucking Boone Jenner, dude, or Cam Atkinson.
was Jenner? Oh, I was
I'm
about to.
looking at
I
the
thought
2015, 2016 roster.
Hartnell was on the Jackets at one point.
I guess he was this season, yeah. He had
Huh.
50 points.
I didn't know he ever went to the Jackets.
Jesus Christ, dude. Brandon Saad is the leading scorer with 53 points.
Wow, that's tough.
That's fucked up.
But yeah, I'll give him some shout. I want to actually look up some more NHL number 20s because I know there's more. I know there's more. Why does it say DeBrinket? DeBrinket didn't wear 20. Did he?
I thought DeBrinken was a 12 guy.
Yeah, he never wore 20. Chris Kreider is a 20. Ryan Suter. Not too many 20s. Not
I'm,
too many.
I'm looking at some
Slater
NBA
Cuckoo.
20s.
What do you got?
Nothing great, bro.
Sebastian Aho is a good 20. That's one I should have thought of. I like Aho a lot.
Yeah, yikes. There's not many good players that wore 20, dude. Holy shit, Markel Fultz. Wow, rip.
Really?
Rip, rip, rip.
Did he get hurt or is he just bad?
He's had injury issues, dude, but when he got drafted, he was not hurt, and he was just like his shit was all fucked up, dude. His stroke, like I don't know what happened.
Um,
A lot of
okay.
players were 20. Holy fucking shit.
I think we're losing our audience who tunes in because we're like the funniest guys on the planet and don't want to hear us talk about
Number
like
20s.
lame sports players that you and I know because we're sports fans of like 2016 teams. So why don't we get to
So
move on?
so shall we captivate our audience with an email?
We can. I wanna like do a life update first if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been really stressed out this last like week. I had like a pretty bad eczema breakout, and I'm pretty sure it's because like I have been so unbelievably like freaking out about our moving process because as of like 2 days ago, we had like a week or two to like find an apartment and move in, and like we had nothing, and everywhere we went to was like either the apartment was a piece of shit, it was too small, they're all unbelievably expensive. We had something lined up last week, and like we put our application in and everything, and like we had our parents like guarantee the lease, and like oh, I'm fortunate enough to where like my parents have like enough money to where they should be able to give some pretty good confidence to somebody that like we'll be able to pay our rent. They're not like millionaires or anything, but like should be enough. So we submit our application, we have guarantors and everything, and like they're just like giving us a really hard time. They're like, oh, like I don't think it went through. Like the management companies like got to review this, and we're like, what is going
Hmm.
on? And so then like we're like I'm like spam texting like the one contact I have with them, and she's like I don't know, but they're like barely ever getting back to me. And then like Friday of last week, they're like, hey, like we'll let you know Monday. They don't work on the weekends, so we're like, okay. So Monday rolls around, we get a text in the morning. Sorry, we're moving forward with another applicant. So they
Hmm.
they had somebody else apply for the same unit, and the whole time like I didn't find out about that until Friday morning. And so then I called the person who like gave us the tour, or like whatever, and I was like, hey, I heard there's another applicant, because she kept telling us we're gonna hold this for you. And she's like, oh yeah, like well, it's been a couple days. And we're like, yeah, because you won't get back to us. Like we submitted our applications as soon as we could. But anyway, yeah, so they gave us the runaround.
Didn't you, am I crazy? Didn't you submit that shit like same day, bro?
Yeah, we
Like a
did.
few hours later?
Yeah, we did. But I mean, yeah, so it was a whole fucking thing. So then, this whole week, every single day this week, let me show you my fucking fitness, bro. Let me show you my fitness. I'm like doubling my walking goal every day because like I'm hopping on a train like either during work or right after work, and I am like walking up and down the streets of East Village, like literally doing anything I can to like hop into an apartment. I'm walking along like the side streets, like looking for signs posted up like that says apartment for rent and like a number to call because I'm trying to find stuff that maybe it would be like off market, you know. Hold
I
on, I
always
got
see you on fitness. Shane closed his move ring. Shane closed his move ring.
yeah, dude. Like I'm taking. Oh, this
Oh
isn't gonna work
wow.
very well, but like I'm taking photos of like anything I can with the phone number to call, bro. Like just like hoping that one of these is gonna like give me something. Because I talked to this guy at a coffee shop. I'm like, what can I do to find the department here? Because like nothing is working, and he's like, you know, sometimes if you call these numbers, like they'll be like some old person who doesn't like understand the value of the fucking thing or whatever. And I'm like, okay, and then that didn't fucking work. Obviously, it's a stupid fucking idea, but anyway. So yeah, dude, I'm doubling it. We're talking on Monday, 13.6 thousand steps, Tuesday 17.7 thousand steps,
Oh my.
Wednesday 13.5, Thursday 16.8, and then yeah, dude, every single day doing that shit. And then Thursday, no, Friday morning, yesterday morning, no, Thursday morning, sorry, Thursday morning. We're about to head out on like four more tours. We're like, you know, we gotta do what you gotta do. We get a text from the company, from the place that gave us the runaround. They're like, hey, you still interested? And we're like, fucking yes. and so and so then they're like, we'll get back to you tomorrow. So all Thursday afternoon, like I said, we're walking around looking at shitty apartments. And then Friday, they're like, you still interested again? We're like, yes. And they send us a lease via email, and we did nothing different to our application. So what it seems like probably happened is that like they just got some other people that applied that like were probably like dumb rich or some shit that they just like were wanted to live there, and they probably lied to us about us being first in line about them holding it. But like whatever, it is what it is. So we got our apartment, we signed leases,
Oh,
and
you
I'm feeling
did?
a lot better. Yep, feeling a
Oh
lot
my
better about it.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude, it was so fucking annoying though. Like, we signed a 2 year lease, so I'm not gonna deal with this shit for a while. Which is nice, but I mean, damn, bro, like, couldn't have been like a worse experience all around. I gotta say,
So when's like move out and move in dates?
moving. Our lease is up at the end of the month, but we said we want to move in on 8/26 to give us a little bit of time. So, next Monday we're gonna start moving in.
Start like bringing shit over there.
Uh huh.
You're obviously gonna like have people help with like the couch and bed and stuff.
We're gonna hire movers. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, shit, dude. I did not know where that story was gonna end because all I knew is that like it's been like difficult because like I went into Discord, I saw like Sus had like sending in a bunch of like apartments and stuff, and I was like, dang.
Sus
I
has been so funny, bro. I gotta tell you about that. Fucking like I get on late one night and we're just chatting. He's like, "What's been up?" I'm like, I tell him I'm doing this all the time. He's like, bro, like I don't do anything during the day. Let me help you. I'm
oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm like, it's fine, bro. And then like over the last couple of days, Sus is like cold calling a bunch of New York realtors, like sending me apartments. Like bless his heart, bro. Like he's been doing everything he can. I mean, I think most of the places I've already seen or whatever, but like he's like showing me places that were off market. He was actually doing some good work. It was so funny. So shout out to Sus. But
Yeah, what a good boy. Yes, I did not know where that story was gonna end, so I'm glad to hear that you fucking like got something booked. It's gonna
yeah, I
be
think
it's gonna be like that for me soon because my lease ends in January. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of ways away, but you know, I'm about to have to deal with like a new apartment type vibe.
what's the
So,
plan? What's the plan?
dude, the plan as of like a few weeks ago is one of our roommates is planning to buy like a multi-unit home and then like just rent out one of the units in there to me and my roommate, hopefully. So that's still something that I'd be interested in. If that's not the case, man, I don't know. Like I've been low-key thinking like maybe go to Chicago because I just
No way.
yeah, I just like if I could find like a good like spot and like preferably be with somebody, I think it'd be something I'd be into because I don't know, spread my wings a little bit, you know?
That'd be sick. Honestly, dude, I want to live in Chicago as well. Chicago's so cool.
It's a great city. It's a great city, dude. Like lots to do, lots of life. It would really spice up my daily life.
What neighborhood is your brother in?
He lives in Lincoln Park.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he lives in Lincoln Park. He pays kind of a lot, but honestly, for the place he has, like it's pretty good.
Has he got a fresh spot?
Yeah, dude. Like he's got like a huge like window wall. I don't know. I fuck with
Oh my
that.
god,
I fuck with that for
that's
sure.
cool.
But yeah, I see our Zoom sessions getting here already, kind of. So should I just maybe read Josh's email? We'll cut it and then pick it up at the start.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Josh emailed us, and it's kind of actually perfect with what he is asking about. But his
Hmm.
subject line is, Bro, life question. Josh here, moving out of the parents' domain and into new digs with my mates. What is the shit I should be ready for? The bussin' and the terrible. Gonna need more bread. And then he added, You dudes ever do Grubhub or whatever? Laters.
Wow.
Thank you, Josh, as always, for sending us shit. We really appreciate it. You're keeping us going, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, we do have some ample time here to talk about it a little bit. So,
Uh-huh.
let's start with the moving out. I mean, that's exciting shit, dude. As we've just talked about, we're moving in, we're moving out, we're doing shit like that. I wrote some stuff in my notes, honestly, for you, bro, because I wanted to really give you a good shake on this.
Well, get going then.
Yeah, dude. So like assuming like you're moving in with like your boys, you said you're moving in with your mates. I just, something bussin' about that is like honestly just the vibes of like being out of your place for the first time and like really truly feeling that freedom and like, the bare bones apartment and like kind of making it your own with your boys. Like the feelings of that, dude, definitely cherish that because it's kind of a feeling that you're never gonna feel again. And I really think you should enjoy that, dude, because I remember like that first like month of moving in, like it was fucking hectic and crazy, but it honestly was just super rewarding to like, me and my roommates drive 40 minutes in a U-Haul to like pick up a couch and like put it together. And like the feelings of that stuff is like so great. And so honestly, like I'd say fucking cherish those moments, dude.
For sure. I that process of like moving in and like kind of having to do everything on your own is so funny. I have some of the best times for sure. I got super blessed for my first roommate because he was like basically a dad at 18. I moved in with him fresh into college, and he's just like he's so on top of everything. Such a smart kid, like incredible with logistics. So like every time we had to move, and I moved several times. Well, I guess 3 different times with him. He would like set up the storage unit. He would drive the U-Haul. I was pretty much just like a passenger for him, but it was still so funny. Like there was something just like inherently hilarious about like having to like put together a home with like
Oh,
a
dude, it
kid.
is funny, bro. Like
Uh,
just like working together, dude, to like and like doing like real life adult shit,
uh-huh,
especially for the first time. Like it's so goofy to like look over and see your boy like whipping the U-Haul and like
uh-huh.
y'all gotta carry heavy shit all the time. It's like
I
it'll
feel like
change you.
I feel like Jimmy is kind of like that for y'all in terms of like he's pretty good at taking care of that kind of shit.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I know like it something else, dude. Like maybe this is like it's kind of bussin', but I don't know, but. Like you always, at least for me, like I fill the role that I need to fill. Like, it be getting pretty messy at our place, and like I'm always like cleaning. And like honestly, like if my roommates were like super clean, I probably wouldn't be cleaning that much. So I'd just be filling the roles.
Mhm.
Well, I guess you can't really relate to that as much.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I can relate to that because it's me.
Hmm?
But yeah, like it's exciting, dude. You said you're gonna need more bread. You certainly are, bro. But what I wrote for that is like be prepared for like whatever can happen because I don't really know what you do for work right now. But I remember when we were moving in, it was like, oh yeah, I have this job, blah blah blah. And then like literally like a month or two in, I got fired, and then like I had a new job. So like just be fucking prepared for whatever can happen. Like, don't tell yourself that you're gonna be doing like this one thing for like whatever. I don't know. That was nonsense, but I hope it got through to you, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Having some money definitely helps when you're moving on your own. I personally haven't done any of like the side hustle, driving stuff like that. But I mean, it is comfortable for sure. I mean, one of the biggest money sucks is having to fucking buy a bunch of like furniture and shit. Like,
Oh,
it's a huge pain in the ass.
I'd
But
say check out Facebook Marketplace for shit like that. Like if
oh
you
yeah.
like have furniture, like a certain amount of things, but like you're like, oh, I need like this one small like nightstand or whatever, or something like that. Definitely check Facebook Marketplace because you'll be surprised, dude. Like you'll find like brands, like fucking amazing brands, then you can get it for cheap just because like some people's like, I'm throwing this shit out. Like,
Yeah. If I were to give one piece of advice about like making sure shit doesn't get what was the he said bussin' and what was the lame word he used?
Terrible.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, like I think that it can be stressful moving in with people who like you haven't lived with before, who might have different kind of like customs than you. My advice for that is to just like do your best to go with the flow, especially initially, because like while some things that maybe your friends might do might bother you, like say if you're more clean than them or say like whatever, everybody has a certain way of living, and everybody, if they're like a reasonably functioning adult, like gets their shit done at some point. So
Hmm.
like take it easy for a little bit. If something's a problem, obviously address it over time, but like do your best to go with the flow at first, I would say, and it'll work out.
Yeah, like living with your friends for the first time is so insane because like you have like this relationship with these people that is like purely like social and like hanging out, and then like all of a sudden like your relationship becomes like, oh, like we share a bathroom now and like stuff like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like it does honestly though grow your relationships, and like honestly like being honest with them, like if there's something like your roommate's doing that like you don't fuck with, like honesty will always like prevail. It might be fucking horrible to like say something like, "Hey, dude, I'm uncomfortable with this," or like, "Hey, dude, like I prefer this to happen." Like that kind of shit is uncomfortable, but like it will go a long way for you, bro. No
For sure.
fucking doubt it will. What else? I had a lot of stuff to say on this because it's a pretty I mean, I wanted to say congrats because that's pretty lit, dude. You know, moving out, it's fucking exciting, dude. So
Oh yeah.
I say we cut the session here. We'll pick it up with session two, guys. We'll talk a little bit more about Josh's email because he asked about Grubhub and shit like that. So we will see you guys then.
Peace. This meeting is being started for the second half. What's going on, everybody? I'm back along with my buddy Side here. Acute listeners may know that typically this intro for the second portion is typically done by my partner, Side. However, I'm doing it this time. And acute visual watchers may notice that we have some different apparel on. One might lead that might lead one to suggest that perhaps we're not doing this, right after we recorded the first time. And to those people, I got one thing to say. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off, dude. Don't listen if you got such a problem with the way we do things. Don't listen or send an email about it so we have something to fucking talk about. I mean, besides fucking Grubhub. Shit, dude.
Yeah,
I don't,
I know one person who's definitely listening.
Hey, yeah, who's that?
Josh.
Oh, yeah?
He's waiting to hear what we have to say about Grubhub.
Yeah, bro. He's like hanging on the edge of his seat. Do they like Grubhub? Do they recommend it? Ah, dude. I wish we could tell you, bro, but we can't.
And in his words, you dudes ever do Grubhub or whatever?
Uh huh.
I
Well,
don't know,
here's
dude.
Dude, the last time I was delivering food to somebody, I was listening to that one song, where he's all like, "It's so fucking special. I'm a creep." And so, like, I can't help
Who
but
sings that?
some creep, I don't know. But,
Oh,
like, I think it's Radiohead. Anyway, I can't help but feel like it's a creepy thing to do, bro. Like, what? You want to fucking, like, give people their food, see where they live? What are you going to spoon feed it to them? Like, come on, bro. Right?
I've been seeing this trend lately where it's like somebody will post like a screenshot of their getting their delivery and who their like their dasher's name. And there
Uh-huh.
was this one that was Radon. The
Uh-huh.
dasher's name was Radon. And then you
Uh-huh.
slide and then you slide and you see a picture of Radon that from Elden Ring, and he's wearing like a McDonald's hat and he's like bringing the food to the door
I
because
don't remember which one Radon is.
Radon.
Is it
Um
Radahn?
RAD. Yep, that's it.
Why don't I recognize him?
Because you didn't fight him, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is he one of the final bosses?
I just remember you not fighting him.
Oh, he's DLC, bro.
No, he's not.
That's
Well,
what it's
there is a
saying.
DLC version of him,
Okay.
but there's one in the main game too. But then I also saw one like a Dasher's name was Alduin, and then it
Mhm.
cut and you swipe on TikTok, and then it's the dragon from Skyrim, and he's got a McDonald's hat on, and he's delivering the door. Do you
Yes.
get it? Do you get the trend?
I'm more into like Padawan kind of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I kind of fuck with that.
Yeah, I'm a prequels kind of guy.
Who's your favorite Padawan?
Anakin.
Oh man, that's a good choice.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Um, my favorite Padawan?
Uh-huh.
Probably Anakin.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a good choice, right?
Maybe Obi-Wan. Maybe Obi-Wan
Yeah,
from
but
his Padawan days.
that wasn't a fair fight though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff wrong with
Okay,
that.
but so I'm gonna answer Josh's question, okay?
Okay, okay, okay.
Do I use Grubhub? Fuck no. I've never used Grubhub. I use DoorDash and Uber Eats, baby. Not to shit on Grubhub or whatever, but
Dude,
I've
I
never
think
fucked
you're
around with Grubhub.
I think you're out of line here.
Or do you use Grubhub?
Dude, I think he's asking if we like ever like work for them.
Oh,
Because this was him saying that he like need
oh, he
more
needs to
money,
make
right?
more bread.
Can you reread the question?
Oh yeah, let me go pull this up. Fuck, Josh, I might be fucking up. Yeah, so he said gonna need more bread, and then right under it, you dudes ever do Grubhub or whatever?
I will say it is weird that you use Grubhub as like the like because like what? Like no, we do DoorDash, bro.
No, dude, I use Postmates. Imagine that. Imagine
Oh,
that.
although you got something going there.
Yeah, my roommate uses Instacart. He like exclusively uses Instacart at this point.
Wait, he doesn't get like food delivery?
Wait, but so is he okay, so wait, what do we think? Is he asking
I think he's
do we
asking if we've ever worked for those
I
companies.
have. I've worked for DoorDash.
Okay, share
It
your
wasn't
experience.
it wasn't great. Yeah, honestly, it depends on the area you live in. Like if you live in an area that you're gonna get a lot of orders, it's and you really fuck with driving, like you're really gonna have to fuck with driving. But if you're in an area with a lot of orders, it's pretty good. I just
Yeah.
remember I was doing it like as my only source of income, and the times that I wanted to do it, there just like wasn't any like orders. So I'd just like go sit in a parking lot for a few hours and like get like two or three orders and like make like $30 in a day. And I'd
Tough.
be like, oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't fuck around with that very much. If that's what you're referring to,
Well,
I wouldn't recommend that as a job.
can you be like on the clock for like Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, DoorDash all at the same time and just like take whatever's available?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty
It's kind
sure you
of,
can.
I feel like you'd probably be pretty busy then.
I remember one time I was at this sushi restaurant and I was waiting for my DoorDash order and there's an Uber Eats guy in there and he was saying that Uber Eats was like the way to go in terms of like car services. So
Hmm.
just according to one random fucker and one random interaction I've had, he said to be an Uber driver if you're gonna do it. Uber Eats.
Interesting. I have a lot to say about the delivery apps, but like not all of them are central to the idea of working for them. I have a lot of consumer side points to make.
Yeah, I'm mostly a consumer with it.
Would you
But I
recommend
mean,
it as a
just to
job then?
answer his question, I would not say do Grubhub for your job for moving out.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a really poppin' area and you want to do it at like night when you'd rather be like watching Breaking Bad, you know?
Uh huh. Uh huh. God, I'm getting kind of sick of it, bro. I can't lie.
It does kind of, I honestly, by the last season is not my favorite.
Dude, I'm like really getting. So for context, I've been like binging it. I had COVID last week, and I really got far through it. I'm like 3 episodes into the final season now, and like, yeah, bro, it just really doesn't. It seems like they're just stalling. I mean, like, it's cool if I like talk about Breaking Bad, right? Like
Yeah,
everyone's
I think you can talk about it pretty
so
freely.
like I'm pretty like they just got rid of Gus. Like at this point, we're like the season the show's gonna end with like everybody figuring out about Walt, particularly Jesse, and like that's gonna have their reckoning. And I feel like I'm just kind of like waiting for it to happen, you know? Like I'm sure they set it up well and stuff, but like that's the only way this is gonna like, conclude is like Walt having to face like the problems he's created with Hank, with his wife, and with Jesse. And so it's like I mean, I almost just want to like skip to the end, bro. And we're doing this thing like with Mike where they're starting to cook again, and it's like, ugh, like,
Oh, it's that's the stuff with like they're like going to people's houses, right?
uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Like, honestly, the show has some major lulls. I feel like in between like good moments, and like Yeah, I do think there is some pretty important character building, but like it does waste a lot of time. I'm like so serious when I say like this show, whoever decided that like the montages were a good idea in this show needs to be like fired out of a cannon, bro. I was complaining about them before this last time, but I cannot believe in a show that is regarded as one of the best of all time, I had to watch like a fucking like car montage to Skrillex Bonfire of like them
Oh,
running down
right. How
things.
crazy is that? That shit, dude. First time I saw that scene, I could not fucking believe it. When
No,
Walt and Jesse
dude.
get their new fucking whips.
Let's Walton Walt Jr.
Or yeah, Walt and Walt Jr., my bad.
It's just so fucking stupid. It's just wasting so much time. And how many like cooking montages they have? Like, bro, like I don't need to see them cook anymore. Like, I get it. You know, it was fun the first time, but I know at this point they both know how to cook very well. Neither of them are gonna fuck it up. There's nothing interesting to get from it.
They
You
never
know?
do fuck it up either.
No, obviously they're never gonna fuck up cooking anymore. They're both like pros. I don't care, bro. I don't need to see another montage of it. I
I think
really
the
don't.
montages is just like a stylistic thing from like the era.
Yeah, every time it comes on, I go on my phone. I can't really be bothered. It's
Like
really
TV
frustrating.
from that era always has like weird shit, dude. Honestly, though, I will give it so much props because I feel like the characters are so real in that. Like the actors do a good job of making it seem like more real than like other shows at that time.
Yeah,
Like,
I could agree with that.
oh my God, shows like Suits, bro. Like they literally, that's not how humans talk, bro. I'm sorry, and like it bothers me.
Is it okay if I like fully make this long conversation about Breaking Bad, or should we finish up with the questions? Make sure we
Well,
fully answer them.
we finished up his questions, I feel like,
Okay.
because we did a lot of that in the first session. We are recording this hours later.
Hmm.
But yeah, thank you, Josh, for sending them in.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody else, send them in. Email should be on the screen. So send us in some emails, guys. We'll talk about whatever you want.
Uh-huh. But yeah, did I just okay, can I ask you what you think about Skylar as a character?
What do
Because
I think
like
about her?
everybody seems to hate Skylar, and I want to hear your take before I say anything.
Well, I usually always say like, if they kind of like are trying to make you hate her, and like the actors trying to like make her like unlikable. So I think they do
Mhm.
like I think she does like a really good job, and I think she's effective. But I did often times like I found myself like being like, man, Skylar's just like day late and a dollar short on a lot of this shit, dude.
Mhm.
S- But I do appreciate her. I think she's like essential, obviously.
I kind of disagree with how they were trying. Like, I do agree to an extent she's meant to be kind of a thorn in Walt's side a little bit, but I think that's more so an error on the show than anything else because like they clearly have like a lot of plans to make her, a dynamic character, and I think they kind of get that in the fourth season where like she's starting to lose her innocence and she starts to like go further and further into this rabbit hole that Walt is dragging her into in terms of doing bad shit, and you see like the hints at that with like her cigarette smoking earlier in the show, but like they did force her to be so much of like just an annoyance to Walt than anything else for too long, to where like you as the viewer have no choice but to view her as like a second thought, you know? Because like she's just like, yeah, I mean,
When
I
she
think
cheated on Walt, dude, that like really fucked me up. Like in terms of like I was never gonna like appreciate her again after the
yeah,
cheating.
but I think that was like I don't know. I thought that was her peak as a character because like she's like really doing
Yeah,
stuff that makes
probably.
sense and like I can completely understand where she's coming from and like I'm cool with her doing that like kind of breaking and like acting like completely out of character just to like because she's forced to with the way Walt's acting, but for so long it's just like all she's really serving is to like kind of like give him a hard time and like that kind of sucked for a little bit. I like where she's at now, but I just think they started her evolution a little bit too late because like you're seeing her like slowly lose her innocence at the car wash and with Ted Beneke, while like Walt is literally like constantly like every single day trying to survive and murder Gus, and it's like that kind of pacing difference just forces you to see it in such a negative lens. I feel, and it really is tough to watch sometimes her like when you go from like Walt and Jesse like fist fighting and like him like desperately trying to survive to her at the car wash, it's like, oh
Oh my God. Getting in like a conversation with Marie at the car wash.
yeah, like
I
I
honestly
don't.
will say, dude, you didn't appreciate the car wash stuff, right?
Yeah, hold on. What's up? Hello? Can you get my food when it comes? All right, we're not doing this right now. All right. Yeah, no, I didn't. Very much, very much so. Like I said, the pace difference was not appreciated. What about you?
I liked the car wash stuff when they were working together for like kind of the first time, like fully getting on like the same page really and like accepting their fate almost, which like I kind of like to see that. And then I also like to see her like boss up and like do that like bullshit and like get a little scummy with the water guy or whatever, like checking the water to like get
Uh
like
huh.
that deal and shit. I appreciated all that stuff.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean I like it too. I just think that it's a little bit too late, too little, too late. Not too little, even just like too late. I mean, it's um, I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't think it was as powerful as it could have been. Maybe if they had spent more time making her like a dynamic character in the early seasons. It was just so much focused around like Walt. I feel like, and I don't know. It's whatever. But yeah, dude, I think the show in general has pacing issues, and I think Skylar kind of embodies that in a lot of ways. That's kind of my main complaint.
Maybe that's why everybody dislikes her.
Yeah, but I feel like people dislike her just because like she like they find her annoying, and like, but like I think that like she makes a lot of sense as a character to be that way. I just think they wrote her in a way where like that is so central to her cause for so long. Where like later on you do see her act more out of like sensible like I don't know sensible character decision making, I guess. Because like yeah, I don't know, man. Just whatever. Just whatever, I guess is what I would say.
Are you gonna fuck around with Better Call Saul?
I want to because I really like Saul as a character. I think Saul shines a lot when he's on screen, but all I hear from everybody is that it's like it has the same, if not worse, pacing issues as Breaking Bad, which like
It
I'm
has
not
pacing issues.
I'm not stoked about. I really do think the pacing in Breaking Bad takes a lot away sometimes.
Yeah, the pacing in Saul is pretty fucked up. And there's
Hmm.
like a lot. I'm pretty sure there's more Saul than there is Breaking Bad. But honestly, I always see people appreciating Saul more than BB.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say hot take Saul's better, so I don't know. I might give it a shot. How long is Saul? How many seasons?
Ah, dude, I think it's like six.
Holy fuck!
I know. Do you like yeah, fuck, I was gonna say about Saul, dude. Just like I don't know, I lost what I was gonna say, but I love the fucking payoffs in that show, dude. Like,
Hmm.
holy shit, some of the best moments.
Yeah. No, would you recommend me giving it a chance? Because I would.
Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Like, are you like infatuated with like the world at all? Like how they like he builds it, or is it just like blah to you?
It's fine. I mean,
Because I feel like I do like how Vince Gilligan does the show with like the way he like does episodes and shots and stuff. Like I think he does it really good.
I guess I would say no, honestly. I don't like a lot of the stylistic choices. I don't like the
With like
fucking
the where
like
are
the
they?
uh
El Paso?
oh, I don't
No.
mind that. I just don't like the like the like the scene setting up, like how they love to do that like day to night transition where like the sky's moving. I fucking hate that. Like I like absolutely hate that. Like just I don't need to see that. Just like show me them at night, Like
There's a lot of that in Saul.
it takes me out of the element of like being invested in the show so much to where I'm like, oh yeah, we're just like watching them like fuck around right now. Like, I don't know. The show, I don't know if it's like purposeful. I don't know if they're sitting in the writer's room being like, yucking it up and like it's one big joke, but it seems to not take itself very seriously in a lot of instances. And I do think the car montage is one of them. But like this show is very serious, Like
Oh yeah.
aside like it does get humorous at times, which I do think the humor lands typically. I think it's a pretty funny show, but
It's
like
yeah, oh yeah, the humor is good in it, dude.
I like when the humor is like built into conversation, and like Jesse's a funny character and has a lot of funny lines, but like it's so much so like uh important to his character that he has those kind of like silly moments, whereas like the car montage, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what the
That's not
fuck, man?
funny.
No, it's not funny at all. It's stupid. It actually pissed me off so much because I was complaining about montages before I saw that. and then they hit me with the
Oh, that's
fucking
the worst one too.
yeah, dude. It's like, well, that I mean, before that, he's like doing donuts in the car. That
Oh my gosh.
dude, I just don't care that much.
When he like, oh, and he like blew up the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that was fucked up.
what about dude, fucking I never really gave my full complaints about the boys' new season.
Oh shit.
That's a whole nother can of worms. I think the boys' new season was absolute shit for anybody listening. I don't know. I could complain about it, but like, people seem to be so sick of me complaining about stuff. I actually have gotten that complaint from several people, and maybe like every single person in my life. Whenever I talk smack about something, everyone's like, "All you do is complain about it. You can never appreciate something." Which, like, I guess, like, I do typically have like things negatively to point out, but like, it's no fun to talk about how like, oh yeah, I like the show. Okay. Oh, I liked when this happened. Yeah, me too.
Well, I
Or
feel
like,
like if you truly feel like you don't fuck with something, then like what's the issue, you know?
I
Like
know, right?
if
Because
you're, I don't really think you're doing it just to like pick on
no, dude.
shows.
No, there's plenty of shows where I would not pick on them. Like I don't pick on Succession. I think Succession is so fucking good, and I have like very little, if anything, bad to say about it. You know, like I have very little, if anything, bad to say about like Everything Ever All at Once. I think these are beautiful pieces of media. Like I don't just complain for the sake of complaining. I think some shit has some real, like, very serious issues. Breaking Bad has pacing issues. Everyone knows that. Why am I getting flack for pointing it out? Fucking The Boys has major writing issues in the new season. I'm not the only one to say that. I'm like talking like major, major, major issues, you know. But motherfuckers want to paint me out as this like stick in the mud, bro. It ain't like that. Shit's just not that fucking good. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Dude, I was rewatching The Boys and I was in season one when Huey was like starting to like fuck around with Starlight a little bit.
Uh huh.
And they went to like this bar and they're just like having drinks and then like out of nowhere Butcher shows up and like there was no reason for him to know like that they were
Yeah.
together having a drink, but he pulled up. And I just was thinking about you with that complaint with fucking him pulling up on Huey in the alleyway.
Okay, that was insane. Okay, like, to give a little bit of context, it was the point in the new season where Huey's meeting A Train in like some random alleyway to try and talk about like linking up and A Train helping him, and then they chat and they like hand something off. I think A Train was giving him V, but then like seconds after that, Butcher apparently is like hiding in the alleyway behind Huey, comes out. And then basically says like nothing about it. He's like, you're really doing that, oi? And then he's like, all right then. And then that's pretty much the whole conversation. Like it didn't need to happen. It makes no sense for Butcher to be lurking there. It pissed me off so bad. But it's interesting that you saw that in the first season. Maybe I mean I think you get a lot more forgiveness in the early seasons because like you don't really know Butcher enough to know that like that's not something that he would reasonably do, you know? Like it's reasonable enough to be like, oh, he's maybe like a freak who keeps tabs on everything in the first season to where you don't really think about it too much. But when you spend so much time with Butcher and know that like he's too scattered to be like that fucking like
For
on top
sure.
of
I
people,
actually see what you're saying with that.
like you know, it makes a little more sense when you're new to the world and like you get that kind of leeway. So like I know that you've pointed this out before, where it's like being that critical of the boys, like is probably something you can apply to like maybe every single season and episode, but like maybe it's just more pronounced when like there's expectations and like I mean the new season fucking had more problems I think just in terms of like pacing and like plot and like anything and
I will
like
say after rewatching like all of the season one, like kind of loosely half and half, but and also a little bit of season two, like those seasons felt so much more like cohesive and like working towards like something.
it does,
Whereas
dude.
like season four, dude, is a little bit like all over the fucking board. Like
Uh-huh.
a lot of like trying to just get like wow factor moments and get their shit off like that.
For sure, dude. Like in the first couple of seasons, you're very much so aware and like you understand the stakes of them trying to fight against Homelander and the Supes. I feel like in the newest season, it's like, yeah, you generally know they're working against them, but like, are they against Newman? I don't really
It kind
know.
of gives me the vibe of like this should have been like the last season where like they just like went balls to the wall, but then we're
Uh-huh.
like, man, we're fucking successful. Like we can get a whole nother season out of
Uh-huh.
this. 'Cause like that is really the vibe because all the seasons like really like were working together for like a specific like payoff, and like it
Mhm.
was honestly delivering every time.
Uh-huh.
Whereas this
I
season,
thought
like there wasn't quite like a payoff that they were working towards like at any point.
no. I even thought the previous season with Soldier Boy was a little bit of a detour. I think you still had some important elements woven in there, but I did have a tiny bit of annoyance about like, okay, we introduced Soldier Boy and we ended the season by removing him.
By getting, yeah, yeah.
It felt like a little bit of an aside, and then especially the newest season where like you're a little bit confused on what anyone's plan is. And then I think the biggest point that really, really pissed me off was like I don't know how Homelander even like thinks he is right now, especially with like the boys, where it's like in the first ish episode, you see him come into contact with Butcher and the other boys, and he does nothing. And then later on in a different episode, he notices Huey crawling around in the vent and like instantly tries to murder him in front of everybody. Where it's like, and it, like beginning of the season, maybe it's like reasonable to where he would want to kill him in front of people. That'd be a bad look. But he's like fully like doing it in front of an entire crowd, and even ends up murdering. I'm pretty sure somebody like in the play, right? And it's like it just seems so scattered about what the rules are, what anybody's doing, and like you said, very much so focused around like the one-liners and like political jabs, and like I could do without it. It just felt weak. I also
Yeah.
one thing that I might diverge from a lot of people on is I thought that Sister Sage was a shitty character. Like, I think that I saw this one tweet about it, and I can't get it out of my head about how like introducing a smartest character in the world in any show or any like piece of writing is capped by how smart the writers are, basically, right? Like they can only write her to be as intelligent as they themselves can like think it out, and like I thought her plans and her actions throughout the whole season were like completely ridiculous until she walks in at the very end and is like, "That was all me."
It's kind of easy to have the smartest person in the world and then just like have them off screen for most of it or
Uh
like
huh.
dumbified, and then like in the end, yeah, I
Yeah,
was the
dude.
smartest, like I calculated this shit.
Yeah, it's almost insulting,
I mean,
which
this
I don't
is
know.
superhero shit though, bro. Like
It
I'm
is.
telling you, like this is superhero show.
There's a large level of like this is all kind of subsidiary to the point that like it's a fun show still with fun characters, and they've like definitely captured a fun vibe, and Anthony Starr is a fantastic actor, and they've like definitely got a lot going with that, but like they need to do a better job of kindling that fire rather than trying to like metal it around and like ugh. Like they clearly have shown they don't have much of an ability to expand upon this. So my recommendation is to just keep it simple. Like Jesus Christ, I think they fucked it up really bad. But anyway,
Yeah, they kind of did in some ways. It did hit for me though. It really did.
yeah, fuck Starlight, bro. Terrible character. Anyway, um, so
Yeah.
what's like the next thing? Oh, I actually meant to tell you this. Your bit in the last episode about I didn't watch Spirited Away. His ass definitely didn't watch Minari. Was so fucking funny when I was watching that. And get this, dude, get this. I brought it up because I wanted to watch it. I brought it up to Allison. I'm like, should we watch Minari? I heard you liked it. And you know what she said, bro?
What?
She was like, nah, it's all right.
Oh my God. I thought you liked it,
I thought
bro.
so too. I like distinctly remember her telling me that like it was a really fun show for her, or movie for her. So whatever, I guess. But
What the
I
hell?
still
So she's not into it?
I think she is. I don't know what I can't quite tell you, but I think she does
I
like
mean,
it.
rewatch value, shit, man. It might be tough to get me to climb that hill again.
Yeah. Um. But yeah,
But
you should
for a
watch
first
Spirit.
watch through, dude, it's fire.
You should watch Spirited Away. You should watch Got Still. I'm trying to think of what's the next thing I should watch because I'm trying to do my tour through all of the shows that people get horny about. Um, Breaking Bad was kind of like a big one for me. I can't think of what else is next after that.
Saul, bro.
Yeah, I guess it'd have to be
Might as
Saul.
well stick in the world.
I guess so. I mean,
Do you
well,
do you do you like Gus at all?
yeah, I like Gus.
He gets explored a lot more in that.
Really, yeah, because they make a real half-assed. And that was one thing that I actually did have a complaint about is like the background for Gus was like a very much so like half-assed attempt. I thought,
He's much more badass than Saul.
because it's like you
It's him
kind of
like getting his
generally
come up, like where how he got to where he is.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's very much so like generally he came from here and like had to do this, and this is why he's so bitter. But like, I
What do
didn't
you think
really
about what's his name? Mike. Do you like Mike at all? I could
kind
see
of.
you not liking Mike.
He's fine. I'm kind of waiting for a little more of a payoff with him because like to this point he's been very much so like aloof
I guess
for
they do
like
make his ass do a lot more in the last season with
yeah.
already.
You see more of his family, and I'm assuming that you're gonna get a little more of him. But like to this
In
point,
Saul, you get a fuck ton of Mike.
really,
Fuck ton.
yeah. Well,
So if you appreciate Saul, Mike, and Gus, I mean, you get those guys fleshed out like crazy.
I like Saul for sure.
And honestly, there's some of my favorite characters in like the Breaking Bad universe that are in that show that are not in BB at all.
Marie,
Marie, I don't think she's in Saul.
Elliot, and Gretchen.
Or what's his name's in Saw? Is that a spoiler? Hank? Hank's in Saw.
One second, I gotta let this person in. Subway.
Subway time for Shane. All right,
Subway
so
time. Not for me though.
wow.
Um. All right, we've successfully done quite the divergence into shows that I've been watching. I apologize for that.
Yeah, I was
We
thinking we'd like cap this off with a nice, beautiful Himothy segment.
sure.
So you watched last week's episode. So Adrian's Himothy.
Uh huh. I can
She's
respect that.
Adrian is doing good. So yeah, do you have one this week? Do you have one prepared?
I have a couple. I have a couple. And I
Okay.
don't remember. Have we done Sus yet? Because I want to shout out Sus for his help with me moving.
No, Sus has not
Sus
been.
hasn't been there. All right, then let me rehash this. Sus, like I said, took it upon himself to go out of his way to help me move, and I really appreciated that, dude. He spent a lot of time calling people, finding out different places, and like, you know what? He didn't have to do that, and that was very nice of him. He went out of his way. So I'm shouting out Sus. He's a good kid in general. Tombstone for sure, but you know, it is what it is. So Sus.
Sus, okay, I'm gonna go with Trafalgar Law. So Trafalgar Law swooped in at the ninth hour at Marineford to save Luffy after his brother died in his arms, and it was kind of a clutch ass moment. Oh shit, dude, fuck. I guess
What?
I mean that would be a horrible spoiler for anybody who's never watched the show. It has been out for ages though, so I mean, do you think I should feel bad about that?
No, I've actually had some thoughts about checking it out, but I didn't even like process what you just said, so don't worry about it.
That was so disgusting of a spoiler.
Oh.
It's fun. It's a fun show, dude. I must
Mhm,
say. I mean, literally, I had to shout him out because I didn't really prepare Timothy, but I was just thinking about like what have I been watching and stuff, and
mhm.
I've been watching a fuck ton of One Piece, and dude, this arc that it's on is insane, bro, and like just such crazy moments left and right. So I have to go with Trafalgar Law this week.
Fair enough. I've heard great things. Should I give it a chance?
It really depends, dude. Like, do you like wanna fuck around with a really long anime that can like, have episodes that's like roll your eyes, honestly.
I mean, like, if it's good, sure.
I see, I wouldn't say like every single episode like hits. And like, dude, it does get like pretty predictable, honestly. Like you kind of know the honestly you do get thrown off a lot. Like you try to predict shit and you'll be wrong sometimes, but like just like not even like in terms of like story predictions, but just like how like certain characters are like what shots you're gonna be shown and like just like this typical anime shit. Like you're like, okay, a character is gonna yell right now and
Hmm.
like make a call out his move and like, oh, this character is gonna you're gonna get like a shot of how shocked everybody is and shit like that. But that's just like anime shit.
Hmm.
So it depends. Do you want to deal with anime shit?
Um,
Because the show is good, dude. I must say.
yeah. Well, maybe I'll look into it. I haven't watched anime in a while, so I'll keep it in the back of my mind. I know a
What
lot of
about the
people.
live action?
Oh fuck no.
And the live action would throw you off hella because if you watch that before, it's like not the same like shit.
Yeah.
All right, but that this is enough for the flame side. It's gonna be Trafalgar Law versus Sus. I low-key want Sus to win just because I appreciate his help and I didn't prepare him the so vote for fucking Sus. And
Okay.
everybody have a really good week. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Peace.